Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. As you can see, I've got a 6x12 layout happening. Canadian flag waving there. This was in Montreal. We had already done some stuff for the day and then we were walking down by the water, and so I took a bunch of pictures down there. It's quite lovely. I just noticed I've got these tucked in because I didn't cut it quite right. It's a little too wide. So this will go in there as well. As you can see, then I only have one pocket that I really need to fill, but I do have one other thing I want to use, which is this. It came as part of the digital set I bought of all things Canadian, and because there's, a small flag waving there as part of this picture, I definitely want to work in some of that red, and I knew I had this. So I thought, okay, I'm in Quebec, it's Montreal, that's appropriate. Where else am I going to use it? I might as well use it here. So I don't know if it's going to end up, it wouldn't be in this row because I already have this. So I don't know if it's going to end up top to indicate something. Oh, you know what? It's going to have to. So I just realized I don't want it here. It's right below. That looks too busy if I try to squeeze that in there. So you know what? It's going to be here or here. In my bin of stuff for this trip, I did gather some cards that were either Canadian themed or that I thought would work just given like what we saw, the color scheme, whatever. So I have those here, and I have both 3x4 and 4x6. I obviously don't need the 4x6s for this, but I will go through here and see if there's anything that will work. Having something red would be great, but if not, I definitely have a lot of blue going, so I could use this or more of just a white background and I could add some red, but we'll see what's in there. So in that stash of cards, I've actually found several that have red in them. And I'm going to show you all of them. And I know I'm going to eliminate one right off the bat, but I'll at least show you. This is the one. And I love it, but I think I want to save it for something else in Montreal because I know there are several other layouts that have red in them, and it might be better for one of those. So I love it, but I'm going to save it. Here are the other options. I have this one that just says "we." And then plenty of room for me to journal if I want to, and I may want to. I haven't decided yet. And then I have this one that obviously no room for journaling, but it would allow for quite a bit of red. And I also reserve the right to move these pictures around if I want, because I'm not so sure I love that these would be next to each other. Maybe it would be better to do this so the red is more spread out. And then if I'm going to use this up here, great. Then it's placed better. So there's that. And then I have this one, which I like, but obviously I'd have to build on it. This can't just sit in there like that. That's boring. I'd want some kind of a sticker or a piece of ephemera or something on it. But I definitely like the color. It certainly brings it in more. Look at the difference between that and even this. Now, this does bring in the white, which I do like, because there's a lot of blue happening. It breaks it up nicely, whereas this is quite dark, but I really like the color. So I'm not sure how I feel about all of them. And then, this one too is the only one that's going to offer me journaling space unless I were to put a piece of white cardstock here or something, or a big quite, large label that I could write on. Otherwise, I'm not going to get that option. So I still have these three that I kind of have to contend with to figure out what I like, but at least I know I can eliminate all of these. So I think I've made up my mind about which card I'm going to use, and I'm actually going to keep the photo configuration like this. I actually really like it now that I've seen it like that, so I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to go with this one. Now, that means I have no option for journaling here, but I think I'm okay with that because I looked at what's before this and after it. I'll have journaling there about other things, so I'm totally cool with it. And it's kind of self-explanatory what it is when you look at this, right? So I did include that. I think that's a good way to do it. I'll put this up here, but I feel like I need one more thing somewhere. It's a matter of where is it going to go. And I'm not sure if it should be here in the sky or at the bottom because I do have dead space. And it doesn't necessarily have to be red. It could be gray. I've got a lot of gray happening here just to bring in some other element. Otherwise, it feels very flat to me. So there is that. But hopefully this will come together pretty quickly now that I've picked out my card and I know my photo configuration. All that helps a lot. So I attached this up here. I did add a mini staple there, but that's it. And then I put these in the pockets. I've also decided I'm going to pull out my black, white, and gray ephemera. And actually, looking at this, I don't know why this one's in there. The color doesn't match. I must have done that by accident. But anyway, I'm going to pull out all of these. And you can see some do have like a little bit of extra color, but hopefully are predominantly black and white. And gray. These all look so big, a lot of these. You know, I get that a lot of scrappers are still doing 12 by 12. Or even 8.5 by 11 for that matter. And so big embellishments are a thing. Or big pieces of ephemera are a thing. But like, unless I'm doing a 4x6 pocket card, like it would be very hard to use something like this. Or I'm doing a title page, you know, that's 4x8, then maybe I could fit it on there. But stuff like that is harder to use. The sad part is I love the look of it. Or like even this, look how big this is. Like it just makes it difficult to use. I could barely squeeze it on a 3x4 card, but it would fill up everything. So that's just my little rant about how big ephemera has gotten. But back to what I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll find something in here, preferably maybe gray, and I'll be able to use it. I have found something in there that I want to use, but I think it's going to require me to change the placement of the photos after all. I found this, and I love that it has gray, a darker part here, but then lines I can write on. I don't even need all of it, but I could just say like by the waterfront or something like that. But I kind of like it on this is what I was thinking, like at the bottom. I wish I could kind of cover up that person even, but I don't like it totally on the photo like that. I like it lower. Maybe it's going to have to be this left side though. But I like the idea of overlapping that, but I don't like that this has something and then right beneath it, this has something. So I think I would end up switching these photos. So actually, let's do it and see if I like the way it looks, if I can even get it out of here. Hello. There we go. So we'll switch that around, see what I think. And I guess it kind of works because this is the first photo. If the eye goes left to right, that's the first thing you see, and it does say Quebec. So that's kind of nice, I guess. Let's see. You know, I don't mind it because then I go red, red, red. I've got a visual triangle of red. So you know what? That's okay. Now, though, will I still like this here? If I do that. I think I do, actually. Yeah, it wouldn't look good here. Not enough space here. Can't have it floating up here. That'd be weird. And down here, it's too close to this. Yep, it's going to end up being right there. So as I was about to like start my journaling, I remembered I have a stamp set for Quebec, and I'm like, I swear it says St. Lawrence River on there, that there's a stamp in there that says that, and that's the body of water that this is on here. Sure enough, go to my stamp set, there it is, St. Lawrence River. I'm trying to figure out, can I get that on here or will it be too much? I thought maybe right here, but then my embellishment is going to be right here. Where else or how else could I do it? This is open. I don't want it at the top because that's at the top. Oh, maybe should I just do it on here? It probably would show up pretty well if I did it in black because most of this is gray. It might be a little harder to see here, but it wouldn't be bad. But the main part where it says St. Lawrence, you would be able to read that. Maybe that's the way to do it. Just kind of double up there, top and bottom. Have my embellishment here. I've got this big card. Maybe that's the way to go. Okay, I have my StazOn ink out because this is a slick surface. I primed the stamp with a pencil eraser. Got that done. I did some testing, and this middle one you can see like I didn't press hard enough into the ink, so try it again. Looks great. So I think I'm ready to actually stamp on here. Now, since I've already attached this, I'm going to really hope that I don't screw it up, because if I do, I have to reprint, pry this out of there, do it again. But we're just going to hope that everything goes well. All right, I did the stamping, came out great. I will say it is a little tough to see river over here because that water's so dark, but I think once it's in the album, it'll be fine. You can see that it says St. Lawrence at least. And as I mentioned, like that's the bigger thing I want seen. So I'm okay with it. It'll go right here. which I think is fine. And then I just need to write on this and get it attached. Well, I started writing and didn't realize that what I wanted wasn't going to fit. It took up the entire space, and I don't want this like that. So luckily I do have another one. This was, it said 001 on it. This says 002. I don't care about that. That's fine. So I'm gonna have to write something else in order to get it to fit, but that's okay. All right, I did my journaling. I have it adhered on there. All I need to do is cut off the extra part that I don't need. There we go. And so that's how that looks. You know what? I'm gonna put a little staple in there. There we go. I love it. All right, then I'm gonna put it in the pocket and hopefully this is finished. All right, what do I think? Yep, I don't think it needs anything else. Yay! So here's another one done for Canada. Thanks for watching.